Wait for it. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is TruePowerIsMine. This is SR Live. I have Butterbean on the line from Alabama today. Butterbean, you're there?
Still? Yeah, doing good. How you doing today?
I'm doing really good. Well, let's just get right into it really quick. Could you tell me real quick about your early childhood? I mean, who raised you? Your mom, dad? What values do they instill in you?
Well, my mom passed away when I was young. They were in a real bad car wreck, and my brothers and sisters and my dad pretty much raised me.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 older, and well, there's kind of his, hers, and ours in a way.
Okay.
Because my dad got remarried, so I have 3 older and then like 3 younger.
Okay, so you had a good thing. Now, this is a weird question, but what type of spiritual background are you coming from?
Baptist. Southern Baptist.
All right, good. So now, when you was coming up through high school and all that, what were those years like for you?
It was rough at first. I was bullied and picked on, and then, I pretty much had to stand up for myself, and then that all quit.
Now, do you remember your first fight, like the first fight you got into where, you was like maybe 15, 16 at high school or whatnot?
It was somewhere in there, yeah.
Now, do you remember the feeling that you had after that fight was over?
Not really. I mean, back when, in the South, it's a little different than a lot of other places, but, it wasn't real good. They took us on principal's office and busted us with a board, and we shook hands, and everything was done and went on our way.
That's what I'm talking about right there, Butterbean. So you didn't feel like going on grabbing a knife or a gun or something stupid and going back after that fella, right?
No. After we, pretty much even like boxing matches, even if you dislike somebody, when you go in the ring and battle it out, and you give everything you got, you're in respect for them, and you shake hands afterwards and go on.
That's what I'm talking about. This right here is what manhood. The reason why I'm asking these questions, a lot of the viewers on the show are younger guys, and I wanted to lay down the foundation of manhood. You was born in 1966. I was born in 1972, so we kind of came up in the same generation there. After some of my best friends, we fist fought. They're my best friends today. That's just how it's like a bonding ritual.
Right. Now, when I was a kid, everybody carried a knife. We took knives to school.
Oh, God.
I mean, nobody thought nothing of it. I mean, it was no big deal. It was a pocket knife. That's,
yeah.
What boys do. They have a pocket knife in case you got to cut a string, cut a rope, whittle a stick, whatever. But nowadays, you try it and you're going to jail.
Oh, big time. Now, big time. Now, I know that now you're from the South there. Now, did your brothers and sister and your daddy, did they teach you how to hunt and fish and all that? Your family taught you that?
Yeah, I used to hunt with my dad.
All right. Now the whole ritual of father-son going out there in the woods and providing for the family, right? I think a lot of that has been lost and replaced with the cyber stuff, the internet and Facebook.
Yeah, that's the problem with nowadays kids. I mean, if you had threw me a phone at the age of 12, a cell phone,
yep,
it would have took me 2.5 months to figure it out. You take a 3-year-old and hand them a cell phone nowadays, they can do anything on it you want.
Exactly. Better than you can.
I'm not joking. It would have taken me a month and a half to figure out even how to pull up YouTube or something back in the day. You give us a 3-year-old now, they can pop it right up and go, hey, look at this.
Now, when you was boxing and everything, you always wore American trunks, right? Can I ask you a simple question? What does America or the United States, be politically correct, what does being a United States citizen mean to you?
Well, the reason I wore the red, white, and blue, the blue trunks is back when I first started Tough Man, I entered a World Tough Man contest, which was fighters from all over the world. And, I wanted to let everybody know, hey, America is a force to be reckoned with, and I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud of where I live. These people that's not proud, let them move. I don't care. I don't want them here.
Right. So now because a lot of people get a flack. Now, a lot of people get flack because, now on this show here, I'm pro-military, pro this and that, anti-abortion, all the normal shit. But I just want to know, what does it mean to be American for you? Butterbean? What do,
well,
in
you,
your own
you can
words?
go outside and piss in the yard if you want. You got freedom. I'm just being straight up. You got freedom to do what you want.
That's what I'm talking
You don't
about.
break laws, don't do nothing in the evil world, but you can do pretty much whatever you want, as long as it's legal.
Yeah.
A lot of countries, you can't even own your own property.
Exactly.
Like in China you can buy property, but it's only good for like 15 years, and it goes back to the country.
Oh no, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, in China, you cannot really own nothing, and if you open a business, you can own your own business, but if it's too successful, the government will take it from you.
Oh my God! No, did you?
Hey, that's why we live here. We got rights to do things like that.
Right. But now, you've seen the climate in the country. A lot of racial divisions and that. You coming from the South there. Do you have any opinion on the Confederate monuments and all that down south? That stuff.
That's history. That's stuff that's in the past. I'm not. I have been racist in the past. I mean, because that's how it's. I didn't have a lot of black people around me. I didn't have a lot of Hispanics around me.
Right.
Now, when I started boxing, I learned, hey, look, there's some good black people, some black people. There's good and white. White people is good and bad.
Yeah, that's true.
And I judge a person. Martin Luther King, I always thought it was kind of, racist how everybody treated Martin Luther King Day, this day, that day, all that. But I'll be honest, I listened to some speeches Martin Luther King, the guy was wearing baggy pants. He didn't have no use for that.
Right.
He was trying to, judge a person on how they act and treat you.
Right.
I respect him for that. You have to.
Well, yeah, and because you're a fighter, you're a world champion, you was, and during your career, how do you feel about, better yet, let me set it up like this. Butterbean, say that you come out of retirement tomorrow. You got struck by lightning, and all of a sudden you put a bow on your head and you say you're a female fighter. Do you think it's fair for you to go into the ring claiming to be a female fighter, you're transgender at this point, and battle these females toe-to-toe?
Absolutely not. If a chick wants to go in there and fight a dude, let them go in there and find out. Look, the male species is by nature stronger.
Right.
The female species has always been prettier. Like, even in dogs, peacocks, pheasants, all kind of birds, animals, the female's always prettier, which is, that's just the downfall of us, I guess. But, and the male species is normally always stronger. Well, unless a black widow spider then she eats you, and you're kind of screwed. But other than that, most of the time that the male species is stronger. This transgender BS, when I was a kid, we never heard of it.
No, hell no. I grew up in a very small rural Missouri town, right? There wasn't no gay issue down here or nothing like that. And if there was, I guess people kept it, in their bedroom where it belongs. But the way it's presented to us now, Butterbean, if let's say I claim to be a female, if you didn't call me ma'am or whatever, you're a bigot and you're a hater, and it's like being normal isn't cool anymore.
No, I don't get it. But it's just part of the way the country's kind of trying to go. Prayer's been took out of schools. It's just Pledge of Allegiance. I can't even say it correctly in schools.
It's one nation
which
under
is
God.
Ridiculous.
It's one nation
they
under God.
They can't say that.
But no, we do say that on this show. You know the reason why? Because God is real. God is real.
I'm with you.
All right? I don't care what anybody tells you. Imagine right now, Butterbean, we had an audience full of young 18 to say 24-year-old men, strong men. What wisdom could you give them? They're listening right now. Give us some wisdom.
Go out and treat people how you want to be treated. Enjoy life. Have a good time. Too many people right now, the guys and girls are trying to rush into everything too quick.
Yes.
I got married young, but I missed out a lot. And, I'm still married. I've been married, since the 80s.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, and I was fortunate, but a lot of people get married way too young. They try to rush things. Just enjoy life and enjoy the time you got.
That's so. You are a grandfather, right? Correct.
Yeah, I have 8.
Now, when you're sitting there and you're holding your little grandbabies, do you ever contemplate the direction this nation's going in respects to the life that the things that they're going to have to deal with?
Things have changed so much since me and I was talking about it the other day. There's a lot of people that have Down syndrome, not Down syndrome, like autism.
Yes.
When I was a kid, we never heard of it.
Right.
It may have been a fact, but you really never run into a lot of people with it. A lot of things are happening that I don't know why, but there's a lot of changes that go on in vaccines, and it's kind of hard to explain, but a lot of people. Speak from your heart, brother.
Speak from your heart.
It was a lot different, more easy going, go outside and play. I think a lot of it is just kids staying inside, not going out and going out and playing with sticks and stones and mud and eating the mud pies and getting their own immunities built up.
There it is. Now, okay, this is a hard question, but in relationships to you wanting to fight the ultimate fight, you versus Mike Tyson in your prime, do you think there was like a secret entity, dare I say the Illuminati, keeping you two away from each other to fight?
Tyson's people always knew one thing that he was always acceptable to is if somebody had a really good, strong punch. Not that he couldn't throw one or couldn't take one, but if somebody had a really hard punch, he was, especially after he got out of jail. And Mike's a friend of mine. He's not a bad guy like a lot of people think. He does have, he's got his little issues, but he's not that bad of a guy. He's a friend of mine now. He's a caring kind of guy. He really is. He just don't trust a lot of people because a lot of people screwed him over.
Yes, they did. They did. I mean, how did you meet Mike Tyson, if you don't mind me asking?
In different fights. I mean, we're always in the same circle. So, I mean, we run each other 10, 15 times. Now we run into each other like autograph signings and things like that. He's not a bad guy. I mean, he really is a pretty good guy. I like Mike.
That's awesome. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is a real world championship boxer. That the fight is one thing, but being a man, and I think Butterbean will agree with me, it's about how you carry yourself after the fight. The fight is what it is.
The fight, too many fighters, and the promoters, some promoters are guilty of it, trying to make like when Roy Jones, I'm not Roy Jones, but Floyd Mayweather and that UFC fighter, what's his name, McGregor.
Yeah.
Now, when they were out there just disrespecting each other and going at it like just all the hype and all this, I knew it was going to be a stupid fight. It was a stupid fight. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't nothing to it. Floyd could have probably took him out in the first round if he wanted.
Wow.
Because it's just and I don't like Floyd, I'll be honest. Floyd's not a great guy.
Why is that? Is he arrogant or something?
He's really arrogant. I mean, his arrogance, Ali had his arrogance, but that was like a show.
Right.
And the Floyd, he's just, one thing he said at the Olympics, and I was there when he was fighting in the Olympics, and he told the media, he goes, I've never had a real job. People at work are beneath him. And I'm like, that's not correct. People do different jobs. Everybody has a different job. I had a job before I started boxing.
Right.
How does that make somebody beneath somebody?
It doesn't. You got to work with your hand. I mean, I'm a carpenter right now to this day, even though I have this.
Well, I used to build mobile homes. I worked in a mobile home factory, and that actually helped me get started. They sponsored, some of my fights and helped me get to where I had to go, and they really helped. But people that buy the tickets are people that have real jobs. Working. They have boxing's a real job too, but not like having to go out every day and have to go to work.
Right. I mean, if you
don't feel like you just want to take a day off training, you can.
That is true. I got a question from the chat room. This is from David. Ask Bean about playing scripts, whatever that means.
I don't have a clue.
Me neither. I guess
playing script.
I guess people script fight like I guess boxing matches being rigged or whatever.
I'm sure there has been some. I mean, I know there has been. I mean, it's just not a doubt. But see, most time in boxing, what they'll do is they don't really. It's not really a scripted fight. They pick boxer A that's level 5, and put him against a boxer that's a level 10.
Oh.
So you know who's going to win.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not always. Now look at Tyson and Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas was like a 5.5, and Tyson was 11 or 12, and he beat Tyson. So anything can happen in a boxing match.
Oh, man. Well,
but, the main thing, in boxing, they'll like the first 10, 15 fights, they fight what they call a tomato can, something that's not up to par to what the fighter they're fighting.
But isn't that to help the mob, or not the, I don't want to say that word, to help organizations more readily know how to gamble, when they're setting up the bets, the spreads?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's, the fighters, that's part of how the gaming people judge as they look at this fighters at these fights.
Yes.
They have a good idea of who win, but they're not always right.
Now, have you ever had a fan run up to you? I don't know if this ever happened to you, but let's say that they betted like $10,000 on the fight for you, and you actually pulled it off and won the match. Did you ever have a situation like that?
Oh, many times.
How does that make you feel?
Basically, I fought a 6 and 8 round fight. I have fought a 10-round fight, but most of my fights are 4-round fights. And I'm the only fighter in history that's ever had odds, but actually gaming odds, bet on a 4-round fight.
Holy smack!
When me and McNeely fought.
Oh, what was it like fighting Larry Holmes?
He was a tricky fighter. Him, I never liked. I shook his hand and, had, more respect for him, but he run from me the whole fight. He didn't want to box. He boxed. He didn't want to fight.
No,
he hit his jab and run, and that's just how Larry does.
Well, what about his power? I mean, he had a lot of power behind his punches, did he? Like compared to other fighters?
It didn't affect me.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, we kind of put him on his tennis shoes running full blast when he hit me. He hit me with a real solid shot and looked at him. I go, "Is that the best you got, old man?" And you can see in his face that he has feared. But he's got a lot more respect for me now than what he did before our fight.
Well, what about George Foreman? Did you ever get a chance to fight him?
No, never fought George. Great guy, good friend, a wonderful person.
What, he's a minister as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, have you ever heard any of his sermons?
No, I've heard him preach a little bit at a wedding because he was he done a wedding for a friend of ours.
Okay.
And he prayed a little bit and preached a little bit and give his wisdom on how life should be, and he's a real good guy though.
The thing about it is you have all this terrific experience. You actually met Michael Jordan. All these greats of professional, athleticism. How do you put that in your mind not to get a big head?
First time I met Jordan, and he come up, as I was at a fight, and the boxing mister said, "Hey, Butterbean, would you like to meet Michael Jordan?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to." So walking up to him, he stands up and goes, "Hey, Butterbean, how you doing?" And I'm going, "Wow."
He knew you.
He knew who I was. I mean, just kind of like, wow. Dang. But, in other sports, boxing is a sport they look up to.
Yes, that's true. I mean,
like in actors, that's the main sport they go after. That's the big fights of the one. They all want to go to be place to be seen.
Well, because you guys are you're the modern gladiators. You're the Spartacus. You're the warriors. In a controlled sense of the word, obviously.
Right. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, but that's what makes it. Because let's face it, Butterbean. Masculinity, alpha maleness has been made out to be a bad thing. You want to be a weak, cowering, pundit of a man nowadays, apparently. I mean, if you look at all the headlines, the Smollett thing and this and that. But when we get back to it, when it's just two men in that square ring battling, that's
a sport. I mean, you can have sports with teams, but one-on-one sports are more exciting because, the guy has to give everything he got. Or woman, women go out there and go at it too.
Yes, they do. I mean, look, I have 3 beautiful daughters, and one handsome son, you know. Any time I get a chance to take them outside, you know, we play kickball, wiffle ball, whatever, you can see the joy when they finally hit the ball. You can see the joy when they, you know, they kick the ball and it goes over your head. There's something to be said about athleticism and actually winning, not the notion everybody can be a winner, blah, blah, blah. That's what's destroying us as a society, you know? I mean, think about it. When we grew up there, Russia and China was our enemy. You never saw nothing in your house made in China, this or that, right? It was always made in the United States. Well, nowadays, we don't even make those things no more, Butterbean. We don't even make our, you know, very few things are made over here. TV sets aren't. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is when all the so-called jobs go away, and it really gets tough to be out here raising children and that, it's very important that men, not, you know, women too, if you're a single mom out there, you're in this boat too, unfortunately, but you have to keep the positive mindset. You have to keep that positive mindset. You know, like,
definitely.
When you were fighting, was there ever a fight where you almost thought you was just going to lose, but you just magically came back?
No, I was winning 100%. I got this. Yeah, I mean, that's what made my fights exciting. I didn't go in there, you know, some of these guys out trying to box you and this and that. Like Larry Holmes, his whole strategy was to just outbox me.
Right.
Can't move, run. Me, I went out to fight. I went out there throwing bombs. I wanted to destroy the guy. I wanted to knock him out.
And you did that.
You know, pretty much every punch I threw had mean intent behind it.
Wow. I mean, that's unheard. I was just not expecting you to say that. I would expect you to say something totally different, but that's awesome. I mean, so it was like now correct me if I'm wrong. Was you drawing off like pent up rage from your adolescent years, or was it just raging all the time?
Well, you know, I was a big guy always, and you know, you have these boxing commentators and people say I don't have the perfect physique and this and that, and you know, this guy, he ain't never going to go nowhere because he's too fat and too slow. But I wasn't a slow fighter. I was quick. And, you know, even the announcers would announce, you know, how fast I was for, you know, unbelievable for my size. And you always have the one or two that always criticize you that just because I don't look like a typical fighter, I can't do it. And then when I take this chiseled body guy and just knock him cold, oh, I got a lucky punch in there. Wasn't a lucky punch. I meant to throw that punch.
That's what, you know. Now, is it true one time you was doing a weigh-in and all these cut, chiseled little beefcakies were all basically had high blood pressure and high cholesterol?
That did happen. It was like the commission actually said, it was in Connecticut, and the commission said I was the healthiest fighter out of all the fighters there.
That's what I love to hear. But yet, you didn't have the perfect Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly.
But you were still putting that heat on them. You were still knocking them out the park. You know, and that's...
Yeah, I mean, you don't judge somebody by the cover. You know, the book might be better than the outside cover.
Absolutely. Now, what was the most exotic place you boxed at or fought in? I know you also did kickboxing as well.
Right.
What's the most exotic country you fought in?
Yeah, I've been to several countries. Argentina was a lot of fun. China was a lot of fun. I've been to Korea a couple times. And not a lot of fighters have been to Korea.
Wow. Now, how big are these venues over there?
Well, in Japan, you know, here a big venue is 16,000, 18,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And there, you know, 80,000.
Holy smokes!
Now, mind you, the fans are a little smaller than what they are here.
Isn't that
I know some karate instructors that would only teach kids because they could get 12 adults on the floor, but they could get 15 to 18 kids. Kind of the same concept, you know. The arenas, you know, are huge, but they hold a lot more people because the people are smaller in some countries.
That's great. So everyone thought of you as this mighty big giant, right?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, like when you're walking in Japan or Korea, you get, you know, you automatically, even if they don't know who you are, they know you're somebody because you're 3 times bigger than everybody else there.
That's funny. I'm sorry. It's just that mindset. It's just that total different, a place of reality. You know what I mean? And what did Mark Twain said? The quickest way to kill racism is traveling. Travel around the world, actually meet these people, get to see. I mean, because I'm sure, kind of known thing that when you go overseas, people are so open to, here, eat this. They share their food with you in their homes and all that. But did you ever have any negative situations when you went overseas? Like people are, oh, you stupid American, blah blah blah.
I never have. I never have.
Oh wow. So even in China,
I've never been to a place that that didn't. It might be because I was butterbean. But I've never had no trouble like that. A lot of the countries are wonderful places. Like say Japan. When they bombed Pearl Harbor, by meeting the people, you never expect that out of them. They'll back down from a fight before they would fight. And I was actually asking one of my managers that I had in Japan, I go, I don't get it. I mean, like, y'all just come and just blew us up. I said, but when we went and bombed them, it was kind of like the attitude adjustment. When you get a whipping from your dad, you think about it twice before you do anything else bad. Yeah. And, when we dropped the bombs on them over there, it messed them up for years. And it changed their whole culture, their whole attitude about everything.
You think it took the fighting spirit out of them?
Oh, without a doubt. And that was exactly what he told me. It makes sense. When you hit with something nuclear, it messes up. It messed up a lot of stuff over there. For years and years and years.
That the sad thing about that, though, when we think about nuclear proliferation and all that, I mean, I know that the United States was the only country there to ever use a nuclear bomb in a war situation. But, you got to understand, when we dropped the bomb on Japan, totally different time, totally different age, those folks.
And I think it was justifiable at the time. But, people need to start, like, talking more, actually like thinking about what they're doing instead of just, the rage of it. Some of the stuff going on here in the U.S., like how they hate America and this and that. Hey, you know what? Move. You gotta stay here.
But you don't really hear that too. Most of the time what you're hearing is people want America to realize the dream of America. That means all citizens are treated equal. All citizens have the same ability to ascertain upward mobility in society. All right. That means that we have to basically work together. I mean, I don't know if people realize
that's how it should be.
Well, it has to be.
That's how it should be.
Butterbean, it has to be now. There ain't no shit. It has to be. We got too many enemies.
One thing I still haven't understood, people that hate Trump, and they wanted to fail. I never was an Obama fan. I didn't like Obama.
What, you didn't like gay marriages?
I didn't like that, and a lot of the abortion up to the minute of and Alabama's trying to pass a law right now. Abortion at any time would be a felony, unless it endangers a mother's life. But I didn't like Obama, not even a little bit. But I wanted him to succeed because he was our president.
Exactly.
And that's what I don't get about people with Trump. If they don't like Trump, that's fine, because he's done some bad stuff. I mean, he's womanized people. He's certain racist things. But you know what? My opinion, he's doing a good job. And I want him to do a good job. And if he was doing a bad job, I don't want him to do a good job, because that's our future.
Well, yes, it's a future. Listen, any way you break it down, the max of Trump is 8 years, 8 years, for terms. Okay, that's the max. We have to get to the point where we're not looking at our government to fulfill our needs as citizens. Our government is an institution just to protect the country, but we have to come together to figure out a way to make our lives better, each of us.
What I'm saying though, if you don't like Trump, that's fine, but you do want him to succeed. There's people out there that don't want him to succeed.
Well, those are people who hate America. You got to understand, there's people who hate America. They want America to burn. For whatever reasons, we can go into reasons for eternity. But the reality is they want this country to burn. And if we don't watch our steps, Butterbean, this country will indeed burn.
Oh, it could happen.
You know, and I don't want it to happen. Because I got 4 beautiful children, man, that I want them to be able to go down there to the creek, stick their toe in there, catch a fish. I want them to go down here in the woods, catch a turkey, kill a deer, you know, kill a rabbit, skin a squirrel. I want them to be able to travel and see the Taj Mahal, see the Eiffel Tower, see the pyramids at Cairo. I want them to experience life in all of its wonder and splendor. But we have to get to a point to where we're unified as a country.
I'm with you on that.
You know, I mean, I know that you can't stay long with us. I do realize that. I do appreciate the time. And it's important for us young folks to know, no matter where you come from, Butterbean is an example of, as long as you don't limitate yourself in the mind, you can go to wherever you strive to go. Because I know there was many a days you didn't want to get up and train. Oh, I just want to go and do whatever. But you stuck with it. You're stuck with it. And it served you well.
Like I said, I've done a lot of stuff. I mean, I've worked a lot of jobs. I've done a lot of different stuff. And I actually started in boxing at an older age. I mean, I was 26 before I even entered Tough Man. You know, most guys are, you know, fighting amateur at, 12 and 13, 10, 8, you know, but you know what? You can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it. And,
yes.
You know, you've always brought up to, you know, you can be anything you want to be, and, you know, you can be.
Yes.
That's just the thing. You can be, if you put your mind to anything, you can do it.
But, you know, what do you tell that kid? Oh, Butterbean, I just can't get strong. I just can't get out there and run the laps. What do you tell that kid to motivate them to do it?
You just got to keep, I get some of you want to know about advice about boxing. I mean, go out and have fun. That's the main thing. You got to enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, you'll never succeed.
That's
same thing in life. If you're not enjoying life, you'll never succeed in it.
Now, do you have any like when you're down? You know, you're a human being. You're just like the rest of us. The times when you're really, really down. I mean, really down. Are there any scriptures or any prayers that you say, or how do you get out of that funk?
Well, you know, you got your family. You know, you always look at what you got. You know, it could be worse, it could be better, but you know what? You got, if you got a family, you got family somewhere. Yeah. Good friends, you know, they depend on you.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what is that. So in other words, what flips the switch with you is that realization that you got people depending on you.
Right. This shit's nothing more to cheer up their day, you know. When you see your grandkids, you know, and they're all excited to see you, that means a lot to you. Yes. It means a lot to them.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is that wisdom that people need to hear. You know, I mean, this is so powerful coming from you. You know, you're the guy that's supposed to have it all. You know, you're a movie. You're like a rock star. You know, knocking people out.
I'm a normal guy. I've just had a really exciting life. I've had a lot of fun in life. I mean, like you said, to see the Eiffel Tower, you know, it kind of runs a lot of things for me, because like the first football game I ever went to was a Super Bowl, and I was in the owner's suite.
Oh, nice.
You know, so I mean, things like the first museum I ever went to was the Louvre in Paris.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of kills stuff a little bit, you know. If you ever go to a regular museum, you know, you're like, wow, where's all the real cool stuff?
Yes, you're at the mecca of the art world, the Louvre.
Like one of the first basketball games was the Lakers and Knicks, and I was sitting on the court. Oh. Next to Spike Lee. You know, so it's like,
wow, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, the feeling.
I've been very fortunate. Very fortunate. I've got to do a lot of stuff that, you know, the fat kid they got bullied down the road will never get through, but I overcome it all.
Now, have you ever
if you put your mind to something, you can do it.
Have you ever ran into any of them bullies from back in the day?
Nope, never have.
I bet you they would. I bet you they would probably
turn. All of them try to friend request me on Facebook, but you know, I just ignore them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a need for them.
You know, that's so funny, because I was talking to a good friend as far as it was pertaining to how sometimes family doesn't work with you? Like, like maybe when you first started out, did you have family members that were supportive of your boxing, or you'll never make it, Eric? You need to go down to the mill and work there?
Well, my mother-in-law, she thought it was just a whole big, mess that I was trying to do. And, she was just really got on to me and my wife about it, my mother-in-law. Back when first year me and my wife got married, it was still, in high school. And I used to sell the flea markets. I was making $600-800 a week back then.
Man.
But that wasn't a real job. I needed to quit what I was doing, only working 2 days a week. And, I need to get a real job. So I did, and I didn't make nowhere near the money I did. But when I was fighting, she kept on and on how I need to get a real job and this and that. And I was gone for a couple months, and I hadn't had time to get my checks into the bank yet. So I wasn't laying around. It was probably $150,000, $200,000 of the checks. So I was laying there. And she was snooping through and seen them. And after that, she never said another word.
Because you have to understand now, grandma, mother-in-law, she's worried about them babies, and you making sure you take care of them babies. I kind of
she didn't realize making $100,000-200,000 a month sometimes.
I bet she didn't. I mean, but that's awesome. That's the victory. You know what I mean? The money isn't the object. Like you said, the object should be having fun, enjoying doing what you're doing.
Enjoying your family, yeah.
And the money is just a benefit. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a good benefit.
Oh, yes, it is that. Real quick before you go, if there was a way for you to fight anybody in the world, like say that we can put you back in the time machine, whatever, who would that person be?
Yeah, I've always wondered. Like I said, me and Tyson would have been a great fight. I'd either knocked him out or he'd knocked me out. It would have been exciting either way.
Oh, it would have been. Oh man, it would have been a pay-per-view bonanza.
It would have been an ultimate. It would have been an ultimate fight. I dominated McNeely worse than he did. I fought other guys that knocked people that knocked Ken Tyson out. I knocked people out that knocked that person out.
But now, doesn't someone
named Louis Monaco knocked out a guy named Kevin McBride, and McBride just tore Tyson up, and Monaco, I blasted him out in I think less than a minute.
Oh my God, less than a minute? That is
it was pretty devastating.
Any of those guys that you knocked out, did they ever have long-term damage from that? Even Johnny Knoxville.
Well, he's gonna have long-term damage anyhow because he's done a lot of stupid stuff. But he's a pretty cute guy.
I'm sorry. I doing some research about you. I came across that where you basically beat him up in the store, and the people's faces of disgust. I mean, it was.
Yeah, they weren't real happy with me.
Did people not know that was a setup, or?
No, the people in the store had no idea. That's what makes it kind of funny.
Oh my God!
The actual people in the store, two guys come in and start boxing right in the middle of the store. It's something that happens at Walmart. You just don't see it too often, but
I'm just seeing this chick's face when they pan to her, just the scowl and oh my God, the utter disgust. But
oh yeah, they were calling me Satan and everything else for injuring that little man. But that's what they wanted. They wanted me to knock him out. They thought that'd be funny.
I mean, I guess it is. I'm definitely laughing about it. Years after the fact, but I mean, you really didn't want to knock him out, though, did you?
Oh yeah, that's what he wanted me to. I had no problem with it. That's one of the things that made him real nervous during the movie shoot is that I agreed to knock him out so easily.
Oh my gosh! What was the best movie you worked on? I mean, the one that you personally enjoyed.
Chairman of the Board was a lot of fun.
Was it? And that was one with Carrot Top?
With Carrot Top, yeah, with Carrot Top.
Now, he's pretty ripped, too, isn't he?
Well, he is now.
How are these guys?
In the movie, he wasn't.
I don't get it. It's like him and David Chappelle. They were both little, green beans. And now that they're older, they're just like they hawked out.
Well, Scott's Carrot Top. That's his real name is Scott. Me and him are good friends, but if he hadn't been on some major steroids, it never would have happened.
Oh, you think he's roided?
I mean, he had to. There's no other way.
Oh, damn.
I mean, he was a 85-pound turd. I mean, funny turd. Don't get me wrong, he's hilarious. Great guy. I mean, super guy. But I don't care how hard you work out. It's hard to get that ripped.
Oh yeah.
That as quick as he did.
Now you never used steroids.
I have no problem with steroids. I mean, not as like that. I have never to get bigger. Never.
So you just got not to be prime, but you just basically ate and kind of did manual work to get as big as you had.
Yeah, I worked. Yeah, I mean, I've always been big. I mean, when I was a kid, I was 400 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, I've always been a big kid.
But have you been like a huge eater?
Not really. I mean, it's just there's a couple different sides of my family. There's a skinnier, muscular, and a big, real strong. I get strong quick. I mean, when I first started high school playing football, I couldn't bench 100 pounds. Within 2 months, I was benching 365.
Holy crap! What was your max?
Do what?
What was your max on benching?
I think I got 420 one time.
Wow.
But I mean, it's like my son. He got tested for steroids in high school because his bench went up so quick. They tested him 4 or 5 different times.
But that's right. Your son is into the fighting, isn't he?
Well, both of them have fought, but they don't fight no more. They both got good jobs and.
Oh, so they're doing a more respectable thing.
Well, boxing's a hard game to get into. People don't realize it. It's just, I was real fortunate, and become. It's kind of funny when I fought. People like to watch me fight.
Right.
And I fought a tough man in Atlantic City, and I was the fat guy. They laughed at me going in the ring, and I knocked out this chiseled dude. And I mean, it's just like. And the next day, I had 25 people at the fight with Butterbean T-shirts on. Showtime even come to me and said, "Bean, how many people did you bring?" I said, "Just my wife." And there was people out there with Butterbean costumes, red, white, and blue costumes from head to toe. And that helped a lot. And then one of my pro fights on TV, I knocked out a referee. And then they got, Jay Leno wanted me on the show because of it. And me and him be good friends. And I ended up being on the Tonight Show like 10 times.
Wow. So who found you then? Who was the guy that discovered you and actually put you on?
Well, there was my promoter was Art Door.
Art Door. Okay.
Art Door.
So he's the one that did. Now, did you ever get proposition like, hey, in the second round, the second fight or second round, just take a dive, one of those deals?
No, never had that.
Wow. So
you're
lucky. You're fortunate. You're straight laced.
Well, they offer enough money. Who knows what happened? Money makes a lot happen. It just never happened.
You were too valuable not to bribe.
It never was offered to me.
But now, I know this is kind of dark and seedy. If you can't answer it, you can't answer it. But did you ever notice any organized crime element in any aspect of the fighting world?
Oh, especially in Japan.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, the Yakuza, they were very into all of it. I mean, it was like mob run, period.
And everyone knows?
Oh, everybody knew. I mean, when you walk into a room and there's like, 10 or 12 guys with missing fingers and tattoos and they got probably $5 million sitting on the table and nobody's robbing them. Oh. Yeah, there's a reason.
Oh, shit. So
the weirdest thing ever happened, I was in Japan. It was like an underground city. It's like all the stores are like underground. And it's loud and, you see everybody talking. You can hear the rumble of everybody talking. And all of a sudden, everything went dead silence. And there's 5 guys in a trench coat walking through, and it looked like they were going in slow motion, and everybody went dead silence just because they were part of the mob.
That's crazy.
It's a real thing over there. I mean, it ain't like, the Al Capone type stuff here.
Yeah.
It's like they're respected. You don't want to mess with them.
So they got the support of the people then.
Pretty much.
Either
way, they got the respect. If sport or not, they got the respect.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they chop off their own pinky, no telling what they'll chop off of you.
Oh yeah, they don't have no hold back.
So when you fight, you said once in an interview that when you fight, it's like you come out to give the people what they want. Like bam, bam, you go right for the guy. Was that like something that's natural with you, or did someone tell you to fight like that?
No, that's how I always fought.
So even as
the biggest high is the crowd being behind you and cheering you on, and it's fun. It's exhilarating. I mean, it's like I can see how people get addicted to drugs because it's kind of like a drug, and that's why a lot of fighters and whatnot can't give it up. Me, I'm fine. I had no problem walking away from it.
So what did you
do? Some guys live on that, like wrestlers.
Yes.
Wrestlers are the worst. I mean, I don't know if you know many wrestlers, but man, they'll
adrenaline junkies.
They're a different breed.
What do you mean by that?
Watch the movie The Wrestler, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right.
I mean, they would like put their life in danger just to have one last night in front of 1,000 people. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they will sleep in their car overnight and drive 150 miles for $60 appearance fee, and it costs them more than that to get there.
Oh my!
Just because of the adrenaline of doing what they do. And I've done wrestling. I can see it. I mean, I understand it, but I would never go to that craziness. The amount that I got paid compared to a lot of the wrestlers got paid is just. It's crazy. I mean, even the big names don't make what they should make.
Really?
Well, they're on the road 300-something days a year.
Oh, wow.
If you think about how much they're making, they're not making nowhere near the money they should have for that kind of hours.
Yeah, because, man. So did you ever see a lot of drinking and drug using in the wrestling world versus the boxing? Like, do wrestlers party harder than boxers?
I would say no.
Boxers?
Wrestlers do it more often, but boxers do it just as bad. I've been to after you got to look at some of these guys. When they're me, I couldn't. Even if I wanted to do drugs, I couldn't because I was fighting so often.
Right.
Some of these guys they fight every 4, 5, 6 months. Well, I was fighting sometimes 3 times in a month.
And that's really
3 and 4 times. Most guys they'll fight every 6 months. So after they've been in a training camp for 2 or 3 months, not seeing nobody not doing this, and they go out and party hard.
Wow. So what did you do after let's say that you was in Las Vegas, right? You just got finished with the fight, what did you do in the next 24 hours after the fight?
Well, me, a lot of times I go soak in a hot tub and hang out with my wife, but
that's it.
I've been to after fight parties a lot of places. Yeah, I mean, I was in Vegas so much, people thought I actually lived there. I mean, honestly, I was there a lot. I mean, sometimes I was there for 6, 7 months at a time because I had so many fights lined up.
Man.
And I had the longest running commercial in Las Vegas history. It's for the Boardwalk Casino. And people just started to live there because they seen that commercial every day.
Wow. So this is such an amazing story, man. A little country boy goes to the ring. From the ring, he goes into I think you did to kickboxing and then wrestling, or wrestling and then kickboxing.
Well, I've done pro wrestling and then I done kickboxing and then I've done MMA. So I fought a lot of different sports. Boxing and kickboxing and MMA is 3 different sports.
Right.
It's not even close. I mean, they're not even close to being the same sport. Yeah, you wear gloves and you punch each other, but when you got a kick coming towards your head or your leg, you remember it.
Now, how hard was that for you to transition to the kickboxing?
Not real bad. I just needed to know what I was doing. But, when they're offering you really good money to do it, you said, yeah, I'll do it. Ain't no problem. And then I took it serious and went up to Florida and trained with some of the top people in the game. A guy named Laborio is one of the best. He owns the America Top Team. And I trained with them for a long time and learned a lot of stuff. And it's a great group of guys.
Now, did you ever get into the, as far as MMA is concerned, the submission moves, or did you just stay with your power strike?
No, I worked on submissions with American Top Team. Matter of fact, I fought one of the big Brazilians on the very last Pride show in Japan, and I actually submitted him.
Really? What did you use? Which submission lock?
A key lock. A simple key lock.
Oh, wow.
Oracle Mora. That's about the same thing.
Now, if Kimbo Slice wouldn't have passed away, would you have fought him during your MMA period?
It would have been an easy fight. I mean, he had no... I'm not going to talk bad about that, but he couldn't fight.
Oh, really? I mean, the only thing I know, I've seen his YouTube stuff beating up, people.
He's beating up guys that work at Walmart. Yeah, hey, I know he's worked 12 hours, but hey, you want to come make a day's pay? Come out back and we'll fight. And that's, basically what he did.
Stop that.
Genius, smart move. Don't get me wrong. I wish I'd have come up with it.
Beating up Walmart workers. Stop, man.
See, why some of them got the uniform still on? I ain't joking.
That's just too funny. But not like as far as size though, was he like about the same height as you, or was he a little taller?
Yeah, he was a good sized guy. He wasn't real small, but he was top team too. Like I said, he had good people. Me and him would never have fought for the simple reason he trained with top team. And two top team guys never fight each other. It's just kind of the unwritten rule.
What is top team?
American Top Team. It's a training camp.
Okay.
In Florida.
I got you.
They probably held out of that gym. They probably got 18 to 25 UFC world title holders.
Wow.
That's how good they are. Yeah, they're a top notch team.
Who started that organization?
A guy named Ricardo Laborio, really good guy, really good friend of mine.
And was he a fighter as well, or?
Yeah, he was a really good fighter. He's probably one of the best trainers in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
By far. Really good guy.
So, how long?
Looking at him, you never know it. You'd never know it.
He just looks
when
normal.
When I met him and become friends with him, I didn't even know what he did or what he did. When we become friends before I even knew what he did.
Wow, so he's just that, he's one, like what I call a sleeper guy. Just looking at him, just a regular guy. You don't know that.
Yeah, a lot of fighters are like that. Fedor from Russia, the Pride fighter, which is one of the best in the world, that you'd think he was, somebody to pick on in a bar. It'd be a bad mistake, but yeah, he was you never would have thought. Just a really good, easygoing guy. A lot of fighters like that in MMA. Wow. Boxers, they have this ego trip, but the MMA guys have a whole different attitude.
Well, what's your opinion of Joe Rogan then?
Yeah, he's an okay guy.
I know that probably would never happen, but if he wanted to fight you in the ring, would you get in the ring with him?
Oh, without a doubt.
And what do you think, Butterbean, would be the outcome of Butterbean versus Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I'd probably knock you out pretty quick.
Let me try some.
Hey, I'm fixed. I have to go. It was great talking to you, and I appreciate everything.
All right. Thank you, Butterbean. Talk to you later, brother.
We'll have to do it again. You have a great day.
You too. Bye. Yes, guys, that was awesome, man. That was an awesome little interview. So glad Butterbean was able to stop by, guys and gals. But that would be a fight I would pay to see. Butterbean versus Joe Rogan. Nothing personal, Joe. But as always, guys, this has been Special Report. Your host, TruePowerIsMine. Me. Today's date, April 12th, 2019. As always, guys, live your life with integrity, without hate, envy, or greed. Thank you all. Peace.